Hello, my name is Jennifer Ortiz, and today I'm gonna talk about two of the educational competencies: reading fluency and written communication. Reading fluency involves the ability to read and understand primary and secondary sources. Students should be able to evaluate the explicit message of a text and its main supporting elements, evaluate text, analyze text, explain possible implication of the text, among others. Written communications. It involves the ability to express ideas clearly and effectively through writing. Students should be able to write appropriately to context, audience, and purpose. Use appropriate content to illustrate comprehension of a subject. Execute appropriate conventions particular to a specific discipline and/or reading tasks. Use relevant sources to develop ideas and communicate meaning to readers with clarity and fluency. In my first example, I will talk about one of my papers from my English class. It was about an essay by E.B. White called Once More to the Lake, in which I analyzed the purpose of the author when using different types of literary technique. I evaluate the explicit message that the author was trying to give. When the speaker says, "There has always been two tracks to choose from in choosing which track to walk in," now the choice was narrowed down to two. The fact that the middle track is missing makes him unhappy and indicates how his illusion is starting to break apart. Also, the speaker continues saying, "For a moment, I missed terribly the middle alternative," implying that he is upset, that now his options are limited as time passes by. I also evaluated the text, pointing out its significance and relevance. For example, when I clean. Symbolism is frequently used throughout the story. The writer conveys with an emblematic thunderstorm the shedding of the father's illusion. The father describes the thunderstorm as the gods grinning and licking their chops in the hills, illustrating a very savage and strong imagery showing how inclement the thunderstorm is. When the thunderstorm stops, the other campers, including his son, decided to go swimming. The father was looking at his son, putting on the bathing suit, and he states, his hard little body, skinny and bare, saw him wince slightly as he pulled up around his petals the small saggy-iced garment. As he buckled the swollen belt, suddenly my groin felt the chill of death. This feeling of death the father feels is the sign of his awakening of the illusion he deliberately creates. He recognizes his mortality. He has grown up and certainly time has passed by, and he is not ageless like the emblematic lake in May. Pointing out what was the meaning of the imagery used, and explaining the relevance of the shedding of the father's illusion, resulting in the recognition of his mortality. Example 2. I will talk about another paper from my English class. It is about a novel by Toni Morrison, The Bluest Eye. I express clearly my ideas on beauty, reflecting on the main character's life. I communicate the meaning of beauty with clarity when I state, humans are free in the world, but is this really a free world? We have to live under regulations and laws that prohibit us to do what we really want. Obviously, the purpose of such laws is to maintain the order and prevent chaos. Morally speaking, we are never free. Humans are slaves of what others think, the expectations of others instead of our own. Piccola is one example of moral slavery to which humans are exposed by our own prejudice, by our own judgmental criteria. Piccola simply wanted to be beautiful, to be free, to feel good about herself, even though her dream will lead her to an unsuccessful life. Humans with low self-esteem or without a definite personality are never free, since there is always going to be a new label in which each of them wants to fit in to be accepted in society that is crude and treacherous. In conclusion, I demonstrated my abilities with 2 of my English papers, an essay called Once More to the Lake by E.B. White and The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, following 2 competencies: reading fluency and written communications. Thank you.